What's good, YouTube? Yeah, I am making this video because a long time ago I made a promise to myself that if I ever got through this, that I would make a video to hopefully help someone else out there that is going through something similar, because I know that there's millions, probably, if not, hundreds of thousands at least, people going through the same thing that I went through. And so yeah, I wanted to talk about it because, this is the one time in my life that I probably will talk about it again, as it is probably the hardest, most challenging thing that I ever went through. But yeah, I want to keep that promise to myself that I made and hopefully help someone else out there, because yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably in a situation that I was in, and yeah, it sucks, but yeah, if this video can help one person, then obviously, I'm glad I'm making it. But I'll probably keep it hopefully about like 5 minutes or so, pretty simple, because yeah, looking back, like, the solution to, depersonalization and, dpdr, whatever you want to call it, I feel so weird talking about it because I literally haven't talked about it in, geez, probably like a year or so. But it's way simpler than I made it. And looking back, if I would have kept it simple, I think that my recovery and the process, or whatever you want to call it, recovery, or would have been a lot easier for me. But obviously, everything kind of happened the way it's supposed to. But yeah, long story short, like, my story started, it's now June 2025, mid-June, and it started in freaking 2022. Towards the end of it, I think it was like December, a little bit before Christmas, I was preparing to serve my 2-year LDS mission, which I went to Colombia, as you can see the flag back there. And if you don't know what a mission is, it's I feel like leading up to it, I feel like most people probably are pretty stressed, and I think, yeah, stress is probably what caused all of this to happen in the first place. And one day it just hit, and probably was like the 20th, probably like 15th or 20th of December, and basically from that day until, I don't know when, probably like sometime over a year ago, felt the symptoms every single day, 24/7. I was out on my mission, and there's a lot of other stuff that happened. Like, I got sick, was in the hospital for over a week straight with dengue, and I was just battling a lot of health stuff at the time. But a big reason I actually ended up getting sent home from my mission was because it was that intense. Like, I couldn't, it was hard to function. Like, I was so stressed out constantly because I was like, what is going on with me? I'm losing my mind. I had every single symptom, from seeing floaters to brain fog to memory. I'd be so stressed out with it that I felt like I was losing my mind, like memory issues, literally countless things. I remember telling my family, I think I'm going crazy, doing research on it 24/7, trying to figure out, okay, there's gotta be something wrong with me. Was it I had to get a shot of the COVID vaccine, which obviously, like, billions, probably, hundreds and hundreds of millions of people got that. And so it's like, obviously, like, I thought that jacked me up, but like, I was just reaching for everything. Something's wrong with me, when in reality, like, depersonalization, derealization, dpdr, it's literally just a stress response. Like, obviously your body's in overdrive from whatever's stressing you out, and then you keep thinking about that, and it never stops. It's an endless cycle. But the thing is it does stop if you take the right steps. It's not, the problem is that I was overthinking it to the max. I always thought there was something else, but in reality, once I finally took a step back, I was like, hey, it's obviously not getting better, by researching it. I'm not gonna find a solution. I went to multiple doctors, like, I tried getting in with like a brain doctor, whatever you call that. I saw, my family doctor, thought I was gonna need to go on medication. Actually got prescribed medication, never took it. because I finally realized, okay, like, obviously there's nothing, wrong with me. I finally found small windows, even if it was a couple minutes where I wasn't thinking about it, that I wouldn't feel the symptoms. I wouldn't notice the symptoms, but then it would always come back, and then it would ruminate, and then maybe it'd be days on end, weeks on end, months on end where I wouldn't have those breaks, but finally I started, researching it less, and you'd see small breaks, and literally even if for 10 seconds you can find a window where, you don't feel the dpdr, that's your sign that you can, you can come out of it. And it's a slow process. It's slow. It takes months and months and months, if not years, to come out of it. But I promise you, you can. And it's just like stopping. If you've told family about it, if you talk to family about it, go tell them. Have a conversation. Like, hey, out of love, like, never talk to this about me or to me about this again, Never research it again. Like, you got to promise yourself, like, I'm not going to look that up. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, eventually it will. And you just got to have the mindset, okay, I've lived, however long, whether you've had it for a day or a week or a month, like, I've lived this long. It's not killing me. Every time you feel it, every time it comes on strong, it's not killing me. It's not, yeah, it sucks, but it's not doing actual damage to me. It's literally just a feeling, and eventually you will come out of it. Like, I promise you, and it's not perfect, like, I feel like it's probably been, a long time since I've even, like, thought about it, but, like, there'd be times where maybe I'd go, like, a couple weeks without feeling it, and then that'd be a bad day, or I'd go a week and then I'd have a bad month, just, it really just depends, but, like, the longer you go and the longer you stay committed, it's just going to get better and better and better. And maybe it's not ever going to be perfect because it's a natural thing, like, obviously something's just, your brain goes on overdrive, your body feels this way, but you just got to trust that, okay, if I can feel normal, I can feel normal again, if I felt normal for even a second, like, I can feel normal again, and yeah, I mean, it gets better. It's not perfect, but you just got to make that promise to yourself, to, okay, I'm moving on from this one way or another. If it comes with me, it comes with me, but, like, if I die, I'm gonna die living my life, like, to the fullest. Do the right things, and I mean, looking back, like, it was the worst thing I ever went through, but I'm so glad I didn't give up, even though it was by far the darkest part of my time, or by far the darkest, like, period of my life. I'm so glad I didn't give up because I've learned so much through it all, Like, I truly do believe that everything I went through, literally getting sent home from my mission, partially due to which I had committed the next 2 years of my life, and, 6.5 months in, they're like, yeah, you're done, to, by far some of the worst nights of my life and stuff. Like, I am grateful for it all, because I learned so much, and I genuinely feel like if I can get through that, I can get through absolutely anything in my life, because they were 24/7, horrible, if I can get through it, I genuinely believe I can get through absolutely anything. So, I mean, if I can do it, obviously you can too, and I hope this video ends up helping someone out there, because I know there's, millions of people that are struggling, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but, you've come out so much stronger and you go into it and learn so much, and I mean, yeah, wouldn't change it at all. And I don't know, it's, looking back, it's weird, because, like, I don't even think about it anymore. Like, very rarely it pops in my head, and even if, every 6 months or so I, like, slightly feel it, it's like, oh, it's, it's the way I'm feeling, and move on. So, I don't know, life's good, it gets better, I promise. And yeah, you just gotta promise yourself and know, and have faith, like, if it stays with me forever, cool, I'm gonna go live my life. But I promise you, like, if you just go live your life, other things will you'll start getting other stressors on your mind, other things will come in. Like, stress is a natural response, it's just like what you focus on, so if there's other things in your life, like, everyone's gonna have stressors, and your brain can only stress on so much, so if you don't focus on that, it's not gonna stress you out. Like, if you just let it be, it's gonna go away, you're not gonna notice it as much, you're gonna move on from it, and it will get better, and it will bug you less when it does happen, and eventually you won't even notice it. Just like any other normal person walking down the street, you know? Like, you're not insane. It just shows that your body is reacting, you know? It's reacting to whatever is happening, whether it happened from stress. I know I've heard of people that, you know, got it from doing drugs or whatever, you know, or I don't know, like a panic attack or whatever, you know, maybe. Like, it's all the same. It's all the same process. You just gotta rewire your brain, and it takes time. But the more you can just, you know, kind of let it be, the easier it's gonna get, and you know, you will come out. And there's gonna be good days, bad days, but just trust the process and don't think about it too much. Do not research it. Do not talk about anyone. That's the biggest thing separate, you know. Any type of like manual that you buy, that's exactly what it's gonna say, you know. There's no special trick. You just, you know, move on. And yeah, but video's a little bit longer, but I hope this helps someone, and yeah, best of luck.